for bearing with us there, folks, for that slight delay. But we are ready to get the action going here on Inferno. Now, John, we had a pistol round on deck, and you wanted to talk about Snake's Den. So I think we got a little time in this pistol. Why don't you tell us why you're excited about this team?
Yeah, so, I mean, they had a couple of changes. I say a couple because Calyx was added to this roster to replace Bird from last season, but he only played 2 maps, I think it was, before Wolf became available because he decided to leave, take flight due to differences in terms of what he thought the system should be. And well, Wolf has always been a solid player. He's got tons of ECL experience under his belt, and I think he adds even more firepower than Calyx would bring to the table. And they were close to beating Party Astronauts before Wolf even joined. So yeah, MisteM and Swisher are going to get a couple. Here comes Seb, DJF, and DJF again. 3 frags combined for Snake's Den, and ATK are still fighting away, trying to prevent the bomb from being planted, but it's only John G left.
Really ambitious peek back in from MisteM here. But he wanted to kill ahead of it, but they run him down, setting up John G in the clutch. P2K user, he's looking for something on library. Apparently, there was an HE. Ah!
Oh no.
That didn't do it. He knows we're watching.
Yeah.
He knows we're watching. Not quite hitting right there for old John G. Now he knows both locations, but he won't be able to survive the onslaught of Cyrex. So, indeed, it is a pistol round for Snake's Den.
Yeah, no, and like I was trying to say before all that action got underway, Snake's Den were very competitive with a tough team in the Party Astronauts, and then against Wildcard. Talked about in the pregame how it could have been their map if not for the registration issues that Wolf had in getting signed onto this team. So, yeah, and then the 3-map series yesterday against Stripe, but Overpass was map number 3, and that's why it was really tough for Snakes, and they're not good on that map and don't really play it at all. This time it's Ancient, though, and they've had some close matches there, both against Wildcard and Party Astronauts. So that's why I'm so excited about this Snakes Den roster, Mike, because yes, you know, there are a couple of new faces in Lake and Seb, but everyone else in the squad has experience playing at the ECL level.
Wolf is an interesting player. Always had a lot of potential, but also what you said about him leaving because of a difference in opinion seems to have been his history. He's been on a lot of rosters.
This is true, yes.
Sometimes he gets removed, sometimes he removes himself. But, I mean, if you look at HLTV, he's been on something like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rosters since 2020.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of those are the same team with different names, but either way, he does not tend to stick with rosters very often, which is an interesting one. In towards the site they go. It's the soft site. MisteM collects 1, but his teammates are elsewhere, so he'll have to back away. He's begging one other person to come around the corner and give him an opportunity, but a Molotov is what they'll send. And they'll secure the bomb plant. Still decent chance for this retake to happen. There's some flashes to get them back through. No damaging utility, no Molotovs to clear out back sight. So if Snake's Den are disciplined, they may be able to withstand this onslaught. On they go into the breach of smoke to section out new box, limit some of those angles. Spot on the pillar player. A double swing this. Attempt to at least realize they're caught in a crossfire. They need their teammates who are CT to come through first, and that's just not going to happen. It's a little disjointed. Atk and Swisher a bit slow to come through it. Can't really blame them for it, but in doing so, the opportunity will be missed.
Yep, and Snake's Den are going to get that second. Atk and Swisher do manage to save what they've got. For Swisher, that's quite a bit in the scout and the armor, and Atk also has the body armor and the deagle, so that gets carried forward, but other than that, probably not going to get much of an investment from ATK into this round, since that was the force by Snake's Den up 2-0. And, you know, I think Inferno is the map where we can expect Snake's Den to 100% be extremely competitive, since they've shown that already against very solid rosters. After that is when it might get a little tougher. On Mirage, less so, but Ancient, perhaps. I don't know. It's hard to say because it's a small sample size still that we have for Snake's Den, but so far, they really managed to at least stay toe-to-toe with their competition. MisteM's going to get that nade onto Seb. Nicely done. That's a good start.
I love nade stacks in EGO rounds. I think nade stacks... I mean, I know a lot of teams run them on Inferno, but I think nade stacks are actually underutilized. Because, yeah, you're probably not winning the round. But, you know, if you kill a guy before they even see you, you might win the round. Wolfie snatches that AK away, somehow living despite his lack of armor. Sam doesn't connect it. That's a little ambitious from John G, but it wouldn't be a John G play if we weren't saying that. Let's see what they could do. They've got 2 rifles now salvaged through. That might be worth saving into the future, but Reck's going to see if he can't get something to fight back through, and with that kill, the decision should be made for them.
Yeah, that will be a save coming through from ATK. You see MisteM poking around a little bit. Maybe wants to try and do that economic damage. Perhaps realize they are vulnerable, and indeed they are, but DJF takes him down before he can deal the killing blow or even get a shot to connect. In fact, Wolfie has already ran away because, of course, that AK is far too important to take a risk with.
Oh, certainly. So they'll have a buy into the next, but for Snake's Den, they've passed the first hurdle, right? They've withstood a couple of risky force buys. I mean, the first 2 kills in this round went against Snake's Den, and they managed to recover. So it's encouraging, for sure, early on. But now the big test comes out. The big green's out for Wolfie, and I'm very curious to see what kind of impact he's going to be able to have early here for ATK.
Yeah, and we also can't forget that it is quite a big change, right? To ATK, 2 new players coming to the roster all at once, and Wolfie and Jonji. So there's going to be an adjustment period as they learn their roles, and of course their teammates learn to play around them, because there's a lot of differences. Just swapping out even one player too is even crazier. So we'll see how that pans out. And they've only played, I think, a Cash Cup together. Cash Cup Season 1, Cash Cup 6, I think it was. So that's all they've got so far.
So a little bit of time in the server. Get used to it. Definitely is going to be a shift up. In particular, I think the opping may not be as radical a shift, although having, you know, an op with decent ping is definitely going to be a boon. Yeah. But I think if you talk about 2 players and their play styles, DJ and Jonji bring different. Slightly different things to the table and slightly different approaches to a lot of situations, John.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. I mean, Jonji's a far more aggressive player, and DJ's more of that stay-at-home defender, especially on that CT side. So yeah, it's interesting to see how he employs, or how they employ Jonji overall. Swisher gets one, traded out by Lake. Reck is going to have to go for cover, and Reck has been a solid player for ATK, the top frag squad so far this season, and he racks up another one onto Cyrix right after MisteM takes down Seb. DJF and Lake, the last 2 standing, and looks like ATK may finally crack the scoreboard.
And here's the problem, is that they had no pressure towards Banana, no pressure towards B, so ATK were very quick to float the 4th player over here. Still, that's a good headshot from Lake. Find more. Oh, here we go. All right, it's on, but Wolfie, it's time to shine perhaps. I made this a bit riskier than expected, but he will find the final shot he needs, even in time to keep his teammate limping along into the next round. So ATK, they're on the board, but it's far from clean.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're looking at the stats so far for Snake's Den, obviously Wolf has had his impact. He's already averaging 19.6 frags per map, which is 3rd on the team, only behind Lake at 19.8. So he is very strong, even if it's only been in 5 maps. But overall, over the 7 maps the team has played, Lake right behind Cyrix, neck and neck, right? Cyrix at 140 frags, Lake right behind him at 139, and he's actually the ADR leader on the squad at 82.4, so he's certainly a player to watch.
Down Banana. It's going to be checked. Let me push back as well. They're playing double sandbag. This is risky now, but still going to get 1 for 1. Not terrible off of the MP9, and especially considering how up against it they looked on the utility. That's a huge kill for Lake. Very aggressive here from ATK. Rex got 1 back, but the health is not encouraging here. This is going to be a very touch and go round for both sides. Wolf spotted just as the smoke blooms. That smoke just saved Rex's life. Pressure's on for MisteM.
Yeah.
What can the captain do here back at B site? Well, you can call for Wolfie to come in and try and support him. And if this smoke fades, there is 1 more. There's 1 more available. Wolf can bring that to bear, and he's going to do exactly that. But MisteM's playing ahead of it. He's got a kill. Got some damage. Cyrix looking for this frag. Reloading at an unfortunate time. And now, oh, Wolfie's vision clears, and MisteM's there for the final trade. Again, it's a touch and go round, John, but this time they come out on top. Again for ATK.
So very close. I mean, that was insane. 1 frag the other way. If Cyrix was able to clear out, I think it was MisteM at 4 HP, then perhaps they would have come with a round, but it didn't happen. ATK managed to get their 2nd, and Snake's Den just could not get that bomb planted either, so their money is a little bit rough, and as a result, they're just going to upgrade some pistols. Wolf and Lake do get some body armor on their person, but that is pretty much the extent of their buyout. Cyrix poking around here with the P250. A Molotov lands right on his flank, so he has to be careful not to dip his toes into it. And he does, and look at Seb go up here. He gets one with the Glock, of all things. MisteM trades him out, but there's a gun available that SnakesDen may be tempted to try and go pick up. Oh, look where they are, Mike. They're already pushed up towards the A site with the Tech 9s.
Yeah, Reck could get caught here. There's a lot of space to afford him. Does he have support? No. The bodies may be a bit lacking to have that much space given over. What's MisteM doing here? Getting caught. Fumbling. Knife out. He's caught by DJF. This is a catastrophe. The bomb's going to go down. That can't be stopped. The nade's even late to do damage. This, I mean, it's a save. Frankly.
I don't think so.
It's a catastrophe to give it over, but your money's going to be in shambles after this one.
I thought they might trying to go for it, right, with Swisher over in bracket, but
it's taking too long for Wolfie to get over here, I think. Unless he finds a freebie, and he's not being given one. This is going to suck for ATK, but they have to make the smart decision here and back away. And Wolfie even sticking around for a little bit more. Risky maneuver here. That's a huge round for SnakesDen to somehow find through. ATK playing like they don't have a care in the world, right? I mean, some of these swings, some of these peaks, some of this aggression, knife out, down banana when you know a player was there previously. It's careless.
Yeah, that was strange. MisteM just gets completely caught out against the pistols, and they knew SnakesDen were on pistols because they got killed with a Glock at the beginning of the round. So really, in those type of situations, you can't be careless, because if you get too close to them, if you take the wrong turn, then you got a pistol in your face, and it's very difficult to deal with under certain circumstances, especially, well, when you got your knife out going down. Banana. So anyway, SnakesDen get a fourth that honestly was surprising, given that there was such a light investment for them. They get some free upgrades as well, and that's a really good job from them, at the very least, getting that space up towards the A site so quickly, but Reck not having support either. It was a very strange setup for ATK.
Just allowed them right in, invited them around the corner, and Reck clearly had no idea, right?
No.
That a player could be up that close. And a little bit of a strange one. They have a chance for recovery here. Chance is going to get a little bigger. Wolf with a quick recovery, but the AWP is still into play, and this could get spicy. Wolfie will make sure of it. It'll be a heck of a way to get back on track. The bomb is recovered. Back away, but it's just going to be Wolf. And now the bomb is well within the control of Swisher. What do you think? Swisher will bring the fight right to him, and that is going to be the antidote to the toxin of the last for ATK.
Wow, what a collapse from ATK onto that A site when SnakesDen were trying to push in. They just suffocated them. No air to breathe as they tried to come around those corners and got taken down just like that. ATK find a third, and I mean, you saw SnakesDen, they're trying to pincer from both Arch and into lane, but the problem is they weren't winning any of their fights, and Wolf, by the time he gets engaged there, all his teammates are dead, and he can't do anything but pretty much die himself. So ATK, nice recovery, especially considering the way that previous round went. Now we're back to the pistols for SnakesDen with a hero AK, and Wolfie's the first casualty. This has been so scrappy.
Oh, it's wild. The AWP trying to go for an aggro peek. Just completely dismantled. And despite seeing all those bodies here, Jonji, I guess, is going back to find utility, but this is very helter-skelter. Nice nade. Look at that nade. Oh, my goodness. Right into the meat of him.
Cyrus got the op, though, so maybe they can do something towards danger. A.
There's still another Molotov here. MisteM's exhausted his util, but the extra util for Jonji gives him something to work with. Smoke up, along with Wolf's probes on the other side of the map, may coax them into action elsewhere.
Yeah, I would be surprised they didn't rotate back. Oh no, Jonji's gonna get caught here!
Yeah, he's got the Molotov too. He's got it deployed. This is actual lunatic play at this point. That is madness up against pistols. Now his gun's been given over. And they're looking to go in towards B. You know, maybe I got unused to watching Jonji games, but that one feels even bold for him.
Yeah. I was surprised seeing him pushing up there. Wolf gets connected on down to 29 HP, and DJF continues trying to fight on this B side. He goes down, but Cyrix finds Swisher, and now it's up to Reck in pit. He gets one, the second as well, and the third. Reck standing on his head, taking care of business as a fourth round is picked up for ATK.
And good that they do, because, again, just some serious unforced errors coming through from ATK. Not what we expect, really, from this squad. Oof. All right. Well, that's a very effective eco round. I will say that for Snake's Den. I mean, they almost won it, right? They're bringing it down to 2 players. ATK have just not done themselves any favors with building up this bank here.
It's been really strange.
Speaking of aggression, hello, Swisher. It works out. Just a Molotov for cover, but he goes in, gets the ultimate peek, and now he can back away. Jonji wants to fight. Doesn't need to stick around. They got a man advantage in an anti-eco. You do not need to get aggressive here.
Yeah, it's strange, though, to see ATK getting aggressive, right? Because they're usually such a disciplined team. As Wolfie's going to take down DJF. But, of course, as I mentioned, when you have a couple of new players coming in, sometimes a wrench gets thrown into the plans that you usually try to employ.
Yeah, it's a little looser than we're expecting to see them. Speaking of looser, they're playing 4-man on A. This feels like a pretty aggressive read, again, considering it is anti-eco. Wolfie's going to try and come back into support. There is a smoke for the cross that they can deploy. Lake's going to get that out late, but it will bloom before they cross, so it's all on the Jonji. They can't think that this site is empty, right? They have to know somebody's here, and Jonji has to know that as well, but Lake, pick a new box, picks wrong, and so not a body will drop, and finally we get a clean round out for ATK.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like this is such a crazy start to this map that it could have gone the way of Snake's Den just as easily as ATK, right, in terms of who retakes this lead, and it's ATK who are up 5-4, but I don't think the antics are over just yet. As you mentioned, at least for ATK, they're getting a clean round. They get that foundation under them in terms of economy, and now they're able to afford 3 M4s, the op, and of course the AK gets saved over. Yeah, Lake going aggressive here, and he gets one, but immediately traded out by Reck. So good for ATK to make sure that they had a player ready to trade on the A site. The thing is, A is again exceptionally vulnerable, and they realize that quickly this time, and MisteM is hightailing it over to try and reinforce his teammate.
It does feel like ATK are very quick to get lit around by their nose right now.
Yeah.
Right, playing heavy number stacks towards either side, playing a bit of a guessing game. It's almost a little bit of a, dare I say, like the heroic playbook of trying to make sure that your numbers are in the right place at the right time, but taking some risks in doing so. And, well, it's an interesting one to see. Jonji on the smoke fade. This is going to be a little bit aggressive. He's trying to play off the op contact. He's got it as well, but through the panel of wood, he goes down still. Advantage found for ATK, and it's all on the back of Wolf now, who's got his counterpart. The other K9. Coming right into the fight. He'll win out that duel, so we know who the alpha is in this moment, and he might be the man of the round. The bomb is down. Wolf, a chance at this clutch. Reck, a little late to rotate, coming up banana. And they know where Reck plays from, so Wolf is coming right back in the fight. He expects it, but he's still not Johnny on the spot. Eyes aren't on the angle. And so Reck, once again, is the backstop for ATK.
Wow, nicely done for Reck. Yeah, the fact that he's able to win that duel, but even nicer for Wolf, right? He gets that 2K, opens up all the space onto the B site, gets the bomb plant, $800 injected into the bank accounts for Snake's Den, and at least, you know, you lose the round, but you're able to likely buy up here. It should be AKs and Galils mixed in with the utility that they need. So good job for him to at least make this round a lot more viable for Snake's Den. And on the ATK side, like we said already, Reck is just very, very clutch. I talked about him leading the team, more specifics there. He's got 196 frags so far in 8 maps, plus 44 kill to that differential and an 87.6 ADR. He leads the team in pretty much every single stat category. He has been that good. And usually it's Swisher at the top, and he's still been good, but Reck's been the one that's starred for them so far in Season 45.
Seems like as well he may be bringing something to the roster that they're going to need, which is willingness to sit.
Yeah, yes, that patience, right?
Early days, but I mean, again, in that last round, right, Wolfie peeking back into clear banana is just so unnecessary. You don't need to take that, and that's what gives the opportunity for Wolf to potentially clutch up. So
yeah, No, that's a really good point. Like, I think Wolfie's a little more eager, perhaps, to try and go for those peaks and doesn't have the patience of a Bowden, for example, who will always just wait and hold that angle. Swisher's going to get that frag onto Wolf here, and it gives it a 4v3 for Atk.
I will say also charitably, while you're still working new players into the system, everything might be a lot looser. You might just be giving more individual freedom for players to go for what they're feeling, to try and, make a play. You'd assume that a lot of this will settle as they get more comfortable as a unit. Here comes the playthrough. Snake's Den have been afforded the site. Made this advantage. The flower pot's boost will eventually find a kill. That drops the bomb, but Janji sticking around in the smoke, looking like he wanted to go through. They read that. Still gonna leave Seb in the clutch. They'll force the bomb plant. Get that money secured for his team. He's spotted. A little bit risky there. Wolfie's kind of backed in the corner, and he knows it. Seb knew he had to get the kill, at least while Wolfie was isolated before his teammate got there. He's just not doing.
Man, these rounds are so close. Snake's Den are in every single one, but Atk have finally found a little bit more of an edge as they get a 7th there. Wolfie has been integral finding those impact frags with the AWP, and you see the value that he brings with the big green to this Atk roster. Interesting, by the way, Mike, you mentioned that Wolfie was a Swede replacing a Swede, and it's actually Janji, a Canuck replacing a Canuck. Both Canadians coming back, so I guess they're trying to keep the same flags, right?
Same ratio. Same ratio. Sweden, Canadian coming through. Yeah, it's very important for team chemistry.
Yes.
Gotta have your South African. They found the balance that worked for them. They're trying to keep it that way.
Yes.
It is cool as well to see Reck actually as a signed member of this team.
Yes. Well, I mean, we were waiting for him to be signed because of how well he was playing. It didn't make sense.
We were wondering why he was a stand-in. It turned out they were all stand-ins.
Yes.
Because no one had contracts at the time. So it wasn't a Reck problem. It was a team problem. But that has been sorted out.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, indeed. A little extra motivation as that news started to become public with players exiting the scene. Janji, big kill, sticks around a bit too long, overstays his welcome, and so that kill gets traded back. A bit of a theme, but Lake trying to make a move towards A, gets his bell rung, and so a man advantage remains for Atk, but certainly decent positional control as well. Fight, and Wolf will have it. He's been snappy on punishing these aggressive forays. Pressure onto Swisher now. Slips in towards the site, calling for his teammates to come over. He's the full 25 seconds. They're not expecting anything else. That drops the bomb early. And Swisher, he's doing a great job here. The flashbang is lethal, and Wolfie's able to find the last. So these rounds, they may have been close. They may have been scrappy, but the result is the same, John. This is now the 4th in a row for Atk, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it might even be 5. I think Snake's Den had that lead at, was it 4-2 at one point? Was it 6 in a row? Either way, Atk are on a ridiculous run right now and really are doing a great job coming on the clutch. Swisher that time gets the 2K. I thought he was going to go down after the first with how much HP he had left, but he somehow manages to dip and dodge those bullets and then get that frag onto the second. And Wolfie supporting really well. I like the potential of this roster now for Atk with Wolfie, Janji, Swisher, Reck, and even MisteM. All 5 of them have the potential to be firepower monsters. So it could go very well, and like you mentioned, they have that looser play right now to try and feel out how this squad is going to play and what kind of systems they're going to deploy. Finds that opener, but it is just a pistol round here for Snake's Den.
Big kill on the Reck. They've got the site. They've got the site. They've got the bomb plant. Big kill on the Wolf. Keep him out of that pit position, but 2 more players will funnel in, trying to find that salvage rifle. Wolfie!
Okay, Wolfie.
Okay, playing Battleship here, just shooting through the wall. Why not thin as numbers? Finally, he is laid low, and Lake gets one more. So here we go. A bit of dynamic play here to get them back into the round. This is not done just yet. Smokes to section out Lake. The kill comes through. It's all onto DJF. DJF will be taken out just in the nick of time. MisteM with a big couple of frags there in the clutch.
We
keep this rolling.
We don't get many clean rounds. I thought that one might be
Nope.
it, but absolutely not.
No,
We've
certainly
had
not.
one round that's been clean. Everything else has been just ridiculous. And right there, a clutch from MisteM required against the Tech Nines. And once more, it was light on the A site for ATK. And once Snakes then find one, they're able to charge in and get that bomb plant and make things interesting. But again, the problem for Snakes then right now is, yes, you're making it interesting, but you have to convert the rounds eventually.
And this is the promise of ATK, right? We're seeing a
Yes,
lot of these
yes.
new roster jitters, stumbles. Ooh, you can shoot through that wall. You can shoot through that wall. We saw it. We saw it happen. Oh, he's away. Alistair demonstrated that very nicely at ESL Challenger Melbourne, actually. Headshot junior. So 1-for-1, but sets up Swisher for the second. Janji effect in full swing here, but DJF has at least gained ground for the moment. Molotov will force him forward. Very fortunate there's no more damaging utility. ATK shot their shot. He's gonna go looking for the fight. Oh my goodness, he's got it. They know MisteM's here. Play the patient game, but as they back away, MisteM has his info. It's not causing any panic rotates, but it was just a moment.
I mean, if you're Snakes, then you got 2 frags already.
For the peak?
Oh no!
Woohoo! It works out, but that's again a situation that's very ambitious. Wanted the information, spots the one, gets the kill, and now slips away. So it works out for MisteM, but it was high risk.
Yeah, very high risk. And Snakes then were waiting for that. They were hoping that a push would come through, but MisteM just wins the duel, even though he's at a bit of a disadvantage going for that. And now Snakes then are down to only 2 players and 27 seconds left on the clock. A flashbang thrown. Wolfie, he wants to peek around here and see if anyone's towards mid, because if they're not, rotation's coming through. No one's there, so Reck can go and support MisteM, who's a little isolated right now. Does he have Molotov? No. So he can't slow down Snakes then once they try to come in, but there's only 10 seconds left for this bomb to be planted. 9 now. Wolf trying to get around, his teammates gone. The bomb's on the ground. Wolf gets the headshot, but time's going to run out, and his body hits the dirt anyway. Reck finding that last frag, and ATK hits double digits.
And that is 8 in a row as well. You're absolutely right, John. It was 4-2 at one point in time. So, yeah, a lot of these rounds have been risky. But at the end of the day, you can't argue with the results. This is domination, considering they dropped 3 rounds to the pistol. There has only been 1 round since for Snakes down, right? Once the guns came out, this has been all ATK.
I mean, I wouldn't say all ATK, maybe in terms of rounds,
the end result has been all
yes,
ATK.
There we go.
Clarifier. That's a nice mortar nade right over the apartments, lobbed in towards the players trying to get into the bedroom.
Oh, this peek from Reck.
Timing's going to be everything here. He's got the one, spots the player. Need to get that gun out. That wasn't the time for a smoke. They were way too close at hand. And as such, even situations and a path for Wolf. If he dares to challenge this, third player's trying to come back into support. Wolfie's slipping into the pit. Now he's under pressure. Gets the first off that AWP. Coming through, and he knows it. He needs help. And he's getting it just in the nick of time. Now everybody's here. They can focus in. They can bail him out of this situation. And they can clean up the remaining frags to send us to the halftime break. Live again here with Atk up 11-4. Now the scoreline belies how competitive some of those rounds were, but at the end of the day, CSGO still have a mountain to climb ahead of them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for CSGO, but they did perform pretty admirably against Atk. I think the scoreline is not indicative of how close it was at times in that first half. Just Atk were able to edge them out one after the other, and they're still on a round win streak. Swisher gets the opener onto Lake.
That should
MisteM.
be a bomb plant.
Yeah, it should be, and MisteM's going to be in a fight with Wolf more than likely quite shortly because he's been peeking around here, and Wolf actually wins the day against Swisher, but MisteM's right there for the instant trade. It's going back and forth, though, here.
Does Wolfie not know he has the bomb? What is happening here? Time to get this planted now.
He's getting it now.
He will, but he went to clear out all of apartments first. A little bit maybe of a miscommunication there. But either way, it's all going to be fine. The kills come in, a cacophony of them. Headshots all the way, and Atk win. I think we're seeing a lot of the stumbles, if you will, of clearly this being a team where everything's not drilled down, right? Maybe Wolfie doesn't even realize he has the bomb. Maybe he's not supposed to have the bomb in the situation, but someone missed through it. But I would imagine that his role in that situation is not to be the planter based on the way he acted. So it's just a lot of the little things where Atk aren't being punished for it so far in this game, and it'll be teaching tape to learn from, right? Where they can review it and go, okay, we got away with this, but here's what we should have done. You know, here's where we'll get punished against tougher competition.
Absolutely, yeah. They're winning despite that, which is fantastic, honestly, because if they clean it up, imagine how good they'll be. But I do agree, against tougher competition, they'll likely get punished a lot more harshly for those types of mistakes. Now they're going to walk into a stack, and this one could get interesting. I mean, they're just USBs, but you never know. With all five pointing in the direction of the Atk squad, Jonji comes out here. He's got the MP5, and he doesn't get the frag, actually. That's going to be Reck. Jonji does get the follow-up, and yeah, it's all Atk. No problem at all. Last player standing is Cyrix.
He's trying to knife him.
Oh, Jonji. Oh, Jonji.
He's waiting for him to come through the smoke to try and knife him. Oh, boy.
Jonji's fun. He's
Jonji's Jonji. He's always going to be trying to pull off the dynamic play. And I mean, at this point, right, how can you blame them? They're slaughtering them. It was a 5v1. You know, you're up 13-4. Have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
Cyrix got the glass cannon op out here early. Was very quiet in that first half. Bottom of the board right now would be a heck of a time to come alive.
Yeah. He's a former ATK player, Mike. Remember, he played with them very briefly a few seasons ago.
Yeah, he did. He was one of those that was a hot advanced prospect. A lot of people were big upping him as a potential next, NA offer. We never really saw it. But there's certainly a chance. They've spotted him. Wolf gonna keep him clean from the graveyard. Big play. Swisher and John G recognized the opportunity to punish the offer, and it was too sweet a possibility. But he met the brick wall of the rifles here in support. Kill on Lake does open up possibilities. Still plenty of time. Minute 15. They don't have to go quick on this. They can slow it down, and MisteM perhaps not getting that memo. But damage alone is an interesting prospect here, right? It is a bit of the bonus round. If Reck can find one more kill, even if he can't convert it, it's pretty dang good.
I love the way Rex using this time, right? He throws a bit of utility towards the B site, doubles back to A, and there's only one player here. So he's actually set himself up for 3 1v1s, potentially. If he peeks towards mid, which
Wolf's
is kind of expected, though, from Wolf, could do some damage. We'll see.
Got the kill. He's passed. Barely took any damage. He doesn't expect the player to be in the apartments, but it's a leg. It's a leg. It's not a kill. The Molotov's going to force him back. This bomb's going to go down. This bomb's going down. This is a massive find for Reck. If he gets this kill, I mean, just buy some lottery tickets, man. He got it! He got it! Off the nade! Wolf caught that AG right as Reck himself was laid low. And that is one heck of a find off of the round. Yes, it is going to be a win for Snake's Den, but if you look at this in terms of the long game, if you look at this with an 8-round lead like ATK has, that economic damage plus the bomb plant is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. They were playing catch with 2 hot potatoes there, and both of them hit it perfectly. So, yeah, traded nade frags in the end. Indeed, I agree. It's a lot of damage done to Snake's Den in that situation. I'm surprised Reck wasn't able to get past and plant that bomb. Although, to be honest, I also expected him to try and take the fight and perhaps even win it on the player that was an underpass. Anyway, Snake's Den do get a 5th, but their economy is anything but secure. John G waiting in the smoke, trying to be cheeky here towards the top of Banana. Oh my goodness, they're right next to him. Do they even have any idea that he's up this close? DJF needs to be so very careful. He's got util out. Now he's chambering the round, and he's blinded by MisteM and John G. He hits it perfectly. That is exactly how ATK drew it up. Now they've got the players scurrying on the B site, and Snake's gonna have to decide, rotate. Do we stay on A? They're choosing to rotate. That is not the correct call, with ATK doubling back towards the A site. Oh, nice peek from Cyrix at the very least. Take down Swisher, and he gets a second before going down.
There we go. There's the impact we needed out of that AWP, but it's still the pit player completely isolated. And actually, Wolf's come out of the pit. Is he up on the balcony? He must be. No, mini pit. Okay. Mini map, a little confusing there, but he will still get his head ripped from his shoulders. Looked like an advantageous fight, but MisteM just quick on the shooting. And one more. Why not? Bomb's going to go down. This is a 1v2 now for Seb, and realistically, I won't put too much weight on his shoulders, but this could be for the map.
I do agree. Given the economy right now for Snake's Den, Seb,
let's get it back away.
Just save. You have to. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, for the long game, you would say you have to, but the reality is there's only going to be 2 more rounds of buffer. So I don't know if the long game's still a consideration here, right? You're not going to have a lot of money coming into this round on everybody not named Seb.
I guess so.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, keeping the op in play gives you a much, much better chance in the follow-up round, especially considering Cyrix contributed 2 frags here, starting to maybe heat up at the right time. But yeah, 14 rounds for ATK. There's a very small window here for Snakes then to get back into this match, and it'll have to, of course, start right here. And the money, you talked about it, not too great, but I guess, like, do you play for overtime at this point? You've got the op, you've got to force around it, right? I don't know.
You could have with pistols. Just try and set up the op.
Yeah, I guess the pistol upgrades could work here. Okay, let's see.
That's what they're gonna do. It's kind of a. That's why I kind of would have rather he went for the 1v2.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well.
The money's just so putrid here, right? It's just kind of playing. It is theoretically the correct decision in a vacuum, but we're not in a vacuum right now. We're in a server. And the reality on the ground states that this is not ideal. It gets a little more ideal when John G makes very bold plays like that and gets caught off. Seb's unable to retrieve the rifle, though. That's unfortunate for him. It didn't fall on him. So the AK is not gained still. That kill opens up a little bit more intrigue into this one.
Absolutely. Reck's going to be going into the apartments. We'll soon have a peek towards the site and a shot fired there from the Snake's Den side. That was the Deagle of DJF as the smoke bloomed. I think he might have spotted the shoulder there of the ATK player in Swisher.
Going back in, playing anti-flash, but they've got no flash, right? This is just a straight-up fight. Seb finding damage. He's got the kill as well. How is he winning this? Wolfie just trying to get it with the pistol, but this is a catastrophe. Now his second op has been picked up, and suddenly this becomes about limiting economic gain. I mean, this is an abject disaster, and Seb, why not just give him the ace? Let's see if Reck will serve himself up on a silver platter. He's got the ace site, but no bomb with which to plant it. Seb has just taken reality and substituted in his own. Give him the ace. Come on, Cyrix. Just back away. Give him the chance. Give him the ace. Give him the shot. Reck again. It becomes about economic damage, but this time Cyrix will find the final bullet. And this, I mean, this is a shining beacon of hope for Snake's Den to actually get back into the game.
All right, well, the op saved was the good decision then, Mike. You know, it didn't end up being the op that did the damage, though. It was the 5-7 from Seb. Unbelievable shots to hit that. And, I mean, at the same time, what happened on the other end? Because, I mean, he was just dancing around there, dodging every single bullet, and no one seemed to be able to track him down. MisteM was there for so long, full HP and an AK against the 5-7, and it's not like Seb was hitting all of the shots while MisteM was there on car. So, I don't know, very weird one from ATK, reminiscent of a round that happened in the first half, and it didn't phase ATK much at all. We'll see if it phases them here as they're charging forward, trying to get into this B site. They've already got so much space at top Banana that they might say, okay, let's sit back here, see if we can pull some rotations, and then punch it to the A site. Got the util for a full-on execute here. I think they're just going to go.
Does seem to be that way. Straightforward play. Molotov in, finding some damage. Can they get the kills? One there. Some space on with health. He's on 1 HP, but Swisher with 7. He still gets the headshot. There we go.
The bomb.
There's the site gain. Oh, the bomb's in church. Johnji, he got the bomb. Get out of here, lad.
I don't think he knows.
Someone has to have calmed this now.
Okay,
yeah,
there
he realizes. Okay, another situation where the bomb ends up on the player. It definitely should not have.
Johnji should never have the bomb.
Realistically, that is probably a good idea.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that mistake isn't punished, but let's see if Snake's Den can still recover here. They're going to make a move on this. They're going to commit in. The opportunity is just too ripe. They know some of the damage that has been done, but no, they're backing away. They didn't get the fight they were hoping for. There's a kill, but economic damage is just not good enough here.
Do they have time?
Yes, but no longer. Not a chance there, and Johnji will not afford them the possibility. 1 HP for those last 2 kills. 1 HP.
I mean, the mayhem goes back and forth here, it seems. The previous round before that one, just ATK couldn't hit their shots. Now the Snake's Den, same thing. Unbelievable stuff. Johnji just able to survive with that 1 HP, gets the last 2 frags, and Snake's Den, despite a valiant effort to come back in that round, it just was the beginning of it that was the biggest problem up against the Tech 9 push that ATK employed. And here we go, 15-6. There is enough money for Snake's Den to get a pretty decent buy up here. Utility is extremely limited, and they're just full sending it out towards mid. I guess it could work. They get 1 from Wolf. Wolf does a little bit more damage to Swisher, but now ATK, seeing all that presence towards the A site, are doubling back into Banana, thinking there can't be that many people here with how much we just saw.
Absolutely right. It's all just about Cyrix. He's under siege once more. Wolf trying to come in to support him, but he's missed the first opportunity. Nails the second, though, on the shot. Johnji's got the space. The site, it is lost. And for the moment, it is resisted the temptation to go through. Spam there. Wolfie finds the first. Following the tracers. But what can DGF do? He's found a Galil. What can he find? Nothing. He can find death. And this might be it now. Time is running short. Wolfie 1 kill, but it's all on the Cyrex now, and he's backing away. Can't be doing that.
Cyrex?
That's the game. That's the game, son. Can't be saving here. And that's going to be Atk taking map number 1 in a pretty decisive fashion there, John.
Yeah, I guess I can't really blame him for backing away because of how close all those rounds were. He's probably like, we can't only have 6 rounds here. We've got to have more than that.